When young people are told to stay at home, it's much harder to check up on just how they're doing. Schools are shut to most children, exams cancelled. Now, new research by the Social Mobility Foundation has found that half of disadvantaged children fear they won't get the grades they deserve. A decade of progress closing the gap with their more privileged peers is now at risk.
My name's Taylor. I'm 17 and I'm living in Wigan, Greater Manchester.
My name's Amisha. I live in Leicester and I'm 18 years old.
My name is Merza. I'm 18 years old currently and I live in Manchester.
I come from quite a disadvantaged background. My mother is currently unemployed, so none of my immediate family members have actually gone to university. I'm looking to do physics at possibly Manchester or Cambridge.
Your mum must be really proud.
Yeah, we always have sort of phone calls and conversations every day about her telling me how proud she is of me. And I think that is my aspiration in life, to make my family proud because they haven't come from the most advantaged backgrounds.
Amisha is from a low-income family in Leicester. Her dad is a forklift driver and the main provider for the household. She's always dreamed of going to university.
With the current situation with universities and COVID-19, I'm a bit concerned about going to university because given my background, I don't really think it's affordable to be paying £9,000 a year for tuition fees and thousands of pounds in accommodation for online lessons. It's quite concerning for me because I've always wanted to go to university. I've had it in my head that my plan is to go to university. I want to study economics.
Are you concerned that because of lockdown, because schools have closed, that some people are getting access to better education than others, that there's an unfairness there? Private
school students are automatically just advantaged. If they're able to afford to pay for private education, they must be able to afford technology and private tutors, but most of the country can't.
Merza lives with his mum and 5 brothers and sisters. He's hoping to have a career in finance, but he's worried that cancelling exams will put him at a disadvantage.
I mean, I can't imagine any student who doesn't share that sort of anxious feeling because when you do exams, right, you sort of take things into your own hands and you sort of just, use your own ability to get the results you want. However, this time round, it's the teachers who sort of have the power in their hands and they sort of decide your future, looking back at all the exams you've done and how you performed in class. Just knowing that sort of knowledge, someone else is sort of governing your decision, whether that's going to university or whatever you want to do in the future. It's quite, it definitely gives that anxious feeling.
In a survey of young people who work with the Social Mobility Foundation, shared exclusively with Sophy Ridge on Sunday, 73% of students said they're anxious about exams being cancelled. 64% said their mental health has been negatively impacted by school closures. 4 in 10 said they don't have access to reliable broadband. And 38% said they haven't been contacted by their school or college about their technology needs. Boris Johnson said that closing schools was a last resort, and it's not hard to understand why. For children who don't have the right equipment or, frankly, the right home environment to learn in, things are really tough. And the uncertainty, too, is clearly taking its toll on young people's mental health. Social workers struggling under an increased caseload are also concerned.
I've been qualified as a social worker since 2005, and I've been working with children and family for over 20 years now, and I've never experienced a time in my professional life when services have been under so much pressure and so much strain. People who have lost their jobs or have been furloughed, people that are on low incomes, spending time at home with each other all of the time with really limited resources has seen a real increase in the complexity and the harm that some of our young children have experienced.
Under the pressure of rising cases and new variants, closing schools was perhaps inevitable. What's important now is a roadmap to reopening and a plan to make sure disadvantaged children aren't another victim of the pandemic.